can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you.
Hey guys, welcome to the Oracle of Lilith. My name is Amy and it's so good to have you. I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to do a pick a card all about what men or masculine energies think of you. So this should be a really insightful reading and I'm excited to get into it for you today. Now, if this is your first time to my channel, hi, hello, how are you? It's so good to have you. I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel and becoming a member of my tribe. If you're a returning subscriber, hey guys, what's up? How are you? It's always good to connect with your energy, and I truly appreciate you guys being here. Now, keep in mind, this is a general reading. It's a general session. Take what resonates and leave the rest behind. I do offer personal and private readings and sessions. All that information and my social media is down in the description box below. So here are our 3 psychic linking objects. I have done a pre-shuffle, so there is a group of cards that goes with each stack here, but I'll also pull as I go about the reading. So the first card is going to be the Gnome card. The second card is going to be Black Cat. And the third card is Elf. Let me see here. Elf. Elf. So those are going to be your 3 selections. I will include a little video with some backing music so you can take a moment and see which group you're drawn to. If you're drawn to more than one group, there's probably more than one message here for you. And with that said, I'll see you beautiful magical creatures on the other side. Bye guys.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon. It can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous, it's the world honestly burning. That's all I'm learning, hope that we can make a turn and start reversing. All our minds have put the work in, we got some work, man.
Hey group 1, all of you that selected Gnome. This is going to be your reading all about what men or masculine energies really think of you. So let's get the oracle cards out and we'll go from there. So keep in mind, this is a general reading. It's a general session. So take what resonates and leave the rest behind. We have Crab. Reminds me of Cancer. Feeling Cancer energy here. We have Blackbird Omens. Butterfly, Fragility. What do men or masculine energies really think of you? We have Candle Magic, Intention, Power, Summoning. Skull of Illumination, or Skull of Light, Illumination. Witches of the Craft, Proficiency. Close, Gossip. Move my chair here a little bit. And we have Autumn is my last chance. Don't lose hope. Okay, so first of all, I'm feeling like a really beautiful energy here. Like, I feel like people sense, men, masculines, sense your vulnerability. I think you're an emotionally vulnerable person. And it's kind of like a superpower. Not everyone is able to be emotionally vulnerable. And I feel like you're tender-hearted, and I think a lot of men or masculine energies want to kind of protect you. They feel this protective energy about you. I feel like you're very smart with the witches of the craft here with proficiency. I think you're extremely intelligent, and you probably are very studious. You may like to research things, you may like to read, but there's this energy about you that you're very smart. We have Blackbird here with omens. Blackbirds, ravens, things like that can be a symbol of the dark goddess or a Hecate or an underworld goddess. You may have an underworld like vibe. You might like to dress kind of, I don't know, underworldy. Like dark. There may be something striking about the way you look, but it's not striking in the way that is like hot. It's more striking in the way that it's mysterious, as well as there is this air of femininity about you. Like the vulnerability is attached to this feminine nature. And I feel like some of you may have a pretty powerful kind of guard up or shell to protect that inner self. And people sense that about you. I also think people like to talk about you. Group one, you got people gossiping about you, and I think it's because you have these. You may be a Gemini or a Libra. You may have like two sides to you, or Scorpio. You may be like a Libra Scorpio or something like that. Like there is this element about you that's very frail, and I don't mean frail as in weak. I mean fragile, vulnerable. Someone who, once you get to know them, you see that beneath the powerful shell, there is this air of fragility, of people want to take care of you. They want to protect you. And we have autumn as my last chance. Please don't lose hope. I feel like you have a very hopeful spirit. No matter what you've been through, I think you remain hopeful. I think it's hard. I don't think you're able to do it all the time. But overall, you're able to kind of keep the flow because we have illumination here. And I feel like you are very aware of your higher self. I think you're very aware of there's more to life than what we see. I think you're very deep. But there's this sense about you that's kind of like, I'm seeing like a jawbreaker with different layers, and that's the very heart of you. Very deep, very devoted. You may be in the craft, or you may be very devoted to some kind of religion or path, and it's made you very have this aura about you, just mysterious. People are unsure. Men are unsure at times where you're coming from. And I feel like with the crab here, Cancer energy, Scorpio, Pisces, I'm feeling like there may be times that like when you are overstimulated, you have to withdraw from people. This adds, especially masculine energies. And I feel like that is something that makes you even more mysterious because I feel like maybe you disappear for a while from people's radar, like you go under the radar because you're doing some very deep things, or you've been overstimulated, or someone has broken through that guard and you're feeling vulnerable. And I feel like you, even though you have this vulnerable fragility about you, and it's very feminine, it's a very feminine trait to be able to get to this point. And I feel like you've been hurt so much by it that you protect it, and you protect it with this retreat here. You often retreat from people. It's almost like you are the elusive butterfly that no one can grasp. Okay, let's get some tarot for you guys and see what else is going on with how men or masculine energies view you. I do feel like people gossip about you, and sometimes it's not nice. Sometimes it's nasty because the mystery that you carry, it's threatening to other people because you're not easy to read. You're not easy to read. I'm not taking any reversals today, so I got a lot of cards. I got a lot of tarot for you. We have Judgment, okay? Death. The Queen of Wands. Okay. You know what? I feel like you don't dress overtly like sexual or sensual, but it's like oozing underneath this this shell that you have. It's like some masculine energies can pick up on it. Not all of them can, but it's a deeper level of sensuality that you carry. And it really draws a lot of people, a lot of masculines to you. I feel like sometimes they don't come forward because your energy makes them feel vulnerable. It makes them feel fragile. You make some people feel weak in the knees because you're so powerful. And I'm also getting there's something about your eyes here. Your eyes are very magnetic. I feel like you either have really magnetic eyes or they're the kind of eyes that people like want to crawl into. I think there are times that you look at people and you make them feel like they're at home. Like you have a way, even though you have this guard up, even though you can be very mysterious, that level of vulnerability helps people know that they can talk to you. I think you're very down to earth. We have the Nine of Cups here. We have the King of Wands, the King and Queen of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you have a lot of people who want to know more about you. They like to talk to you or hear you talk. And I feel like see, like this King of Wands is here. This Queen of Wands has her back on the King of Wands. She doesn't care. It's like you're not really looking for attention. It just kind of comes to you, and that makes people kind of gossip about you. I think you do your own thing. I think you have a very unique frequency, and I think men love that about you. That like people talk about you, but you don't let it distract you. You're like, it's always been that way. People always talk about me because I'm not an open book. People, um, feminine sense like that mysterious vulnerability, that femininity. You may be hyper feminine as well. You may have like really feminine traits, and that can be very threatening to other feminine energies. And the way that you don't care, the way that even if you do, you kind of brush it off, is very attractive to masculine energy because you don't get distracted by the gossip or the drama. You just keep going. And it's almost like people can't help but talk about a Queen of Wands. They can't because they have presence, they have ability. And many times they'll come off as like magnetic with people, and they'll be very, like the eyes, they make people feel at home. And people think they know them, but they really don't know them. They know the outer shell of who they are, okay? Not the depth. It's like you save the depth and vulnerability for other people. Some of you guys know how to use your feminine energy to help you get opportunity and transform things. And I don't think it's necessarily the way you dress, it's just the way you maneuver. It's like you know how to maneuver around masculine energy. We have the World. Let's see, you put that there. And we have the Queen of Coins. Yeah, you have and this is what's interesting. And I feel like this dichotomy within you. Like we have the Queen of Wands, very independent, very self-sufficient, intelligent, unafraid to kind of blaze their own trail, especially with the Queen of Wands energy here. Just a way maker, not really giving a shit what other people think, working on your happiness, working on your success. I feel like for people who date you or you're with, you feel like a wish fulfillment because they get this very complex creature that they don't quite grasp. I think masculine energies are just so interested and fascinated by you because they can't quite grasp this energy. We have the World here, and we have judgment and death. I feel like you're the kind of person where you have left people in your wake. Like you have broken hearts without meaning to. You may have Libra energy here, but you really know how to transform your life. I feel like there are times you transform the way you look. You don't always look the same. And I feel like you have a lot of interests that are very deep. You may have occult interests. You may, witches of the craft here on death. I feel like you may very well be a witch or have some kind of really occult views on religion, but whatever it is, I feel like you're dedicated. And if it's not a religion or a pathway, it's self. You're dedicated to self, to doing the things that make you happy. And I feel like you have a really good judgment. I think masculine energies trust you for advice. I feel like you give good counsel because you come from this Cancer energy, this nurturing energy, like a wise mother, like a wise friend. Because I feel like you've been through a lot. this isn't easy to come by. And there's a reason why people segment off like this. They become guarded and mysterious, yet there's vulnerability, depth, and a lot of feminine energy within them. And it's because they've been hurt, because they've shown their vulnerability and someone's taken advantage of it. And I think for you, you have decided, you've transformed that instead of feeling like a victim. Because I feel like you guys have been victimized by masculine energies in your life. So you have learned how to protect yourself. You've used your own masculine energy to protect your feminine energy. And that makes you very powerful. It makes you someone who's very interesting. And I feel like you draw people to you, even if you're not paying attention. I feel like some of you guys don't realize it. Like you're just in your own kind of world. You might be an INFP as well, or an INFJ. That's a personality type for those of you guys who are into that kind of thing. But I feel like you're really powerful and people sense it. And it's almost like you wear your power kind of in a demure way on the outside. Okay. But within you is this powerful, dark feminine energy, and it is also full of light as well. You're a rich tapestry to masculine energies. You're very interesting. And I feel like you guys may not realize this. You may not realize how interesting you are because we have the Queen of Coins, and I feel like you're just busy like doing your thing. The world here, opening up new pathways, opening up new doorways, focused on yourself. And what I feel like some of you guys do is if you become aware of the energy coming towards you and you don't want it, I feel like you transform the energy in a powerful way to help you work on whatever goal or ability you're working on. It's like you're a master transmuter. You have a magician type energy with Gemini here. So, okay, group one, that's what I got for you. I hope this resonated. If it did or it didn't, please leave me a comment down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. I hope you have a most beautiful day, and I'll see you beautiful magical creatures next time. Bye, guys. Hey, group two, all of you that were drawn to Black Cat, Independence, this is going to be your reading all about what do men or masculine energies think of you. So let's go through the cards. Now keep in mind this is a general reading. It's a general session. Take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Now we have mouse advantage. Cat and mouse, you guys. Okay, we have forgiveness, reducing burden. Okay. Let's see here. Let's get the rest of these bigger cards. We have bat, direction. We have you miss someone. Oops. You miss someone. Shallow grave. Fort, observation. Patchouli, purpose. We have black rose, relationship, parting, ending. We have skeleton, sketchy, incomplete, minimal. Okay, you guys. Well, we have the cat and mouse. Yeah, that's crazy that cat and mouse came out. So I feel like, first of all, this black cat here, the eyes, you're very seductive. Okay, there's something very feline about you, very feminine. Okay, and I feel like you may be a Leo, a Sagittarius, or an Aries. You may also be an Earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I feel like a couple of things with the mouse and the black cat. I feel like masculine energies know you go after what you want. Okay. Also, I feel like they like to chase you. Okay. So I'm feeling like the cat chases the mouse, and then there's a dog that chases you. Okay. Like that's the visual I'm getting. I feel like you are driven. You are unafraid to go after what you want. But you also enjoy the cat and mouse game of courting, of dating. I think you're very seductive. Your eyes, they speak volumes to people. I feel like people are really drawn to your eyes. There's also something about your hair here, beautiful hair or very distinct hair. And I feel like the way you look is very powerful. And with the bat here, I feel like you have a sixth sense about you. You're probably very psychic, or you have a good gut instinct. I think your subconscious is very active as well. And I feel like with the ferret here, like They like to watch you. They like to watch you move. I think your presence is seductive. And I feel like masculine men, they enjoy watching you, like your pictures and things like that. Like they enjoy your spirit and the way you are. You're a fighter. I feel like you're a fighter, you're driven, you're inspired. And I feel like when you want something, you don't take no for an answer. And I feel like when people get attached to you, when men get attached to you, I feel like they miss you when you're gone. Like they enjoy your company. This is masculine energy that just enjoys being around a feminine. I do feel like you probably have quite a few people who, masculine energies, men around you who, although you may be friends, they would also enjoy like hitting it as well. So because y'all sexy. You guys are sexy. You got it going on. And it doesn't matter what you think. I always tell people it doesn't matter what you think about yourself. This is how they see you. Okay. This is how men see you. All right. And I feel like sometimes you make men wonder if they are with the right person. Like they question their own relationship because a lot of them are surprised to see or meet somebody like you. You're very unique, very powerful, very focused. You're also very seductive. You may have a flirty nature. There may be some Libra here. But I feel like it takes a little bit sometimes for masculines or men to figure this out, but you're not really flirting. It's just the way you are. It's the way you communicate. You communicate in a way that's very personal. Even men, women, non-binary, it's energy, not gender. That's your communication. That's the way you do. I feel like some men may find you manipulative. You may scare them a little bit. They may be a little off put by it because the skeleton here, they feel it's a little sketchy. Like, how can someone be like so seductive? And you know what? There are times you may use it to your advantage, and there's nothing wrong with that. Use what you have. For sure. And I feel like the forgiveness card here is like you no longer take on burdens that aren't yours. But when you make friends, male, female, non-binary, it's energy, not gender, you're down for them. Like you will help them carry their burdens. You're really good with people, like your people. You are a ride or die kind of friend. You're also a ride or die kind of partner, and your partners know that. And when you fall, it's very deep. So I feel like you're careful. It's almost like you express this sensual, sexual, seductive nature at times, and it's almost like there are times that fulfills like your emotional, sexual needs to do that. You're doing it on a subconscious basis because right now you may not want depth, a deep like romantic connection, or you already have one, but it's almost like it's a way you express yourself. Let me get some tarot here. I feel like they're a little hypnotized by your eyes. They may feel like you're a little otherworldly, like there's something about you they can't trust because there's something about you, man. I feel like you draw them in. And I feel like most of you enjoy it when you do. You're like, yes, of course. And with the patchouli here, you're really focused on your own future, on your purpose. I feel like, relationships are great, but you're here to do more than just that. I feel like some of you are in a situation or a place in your life where you're just really focused on doing your thing, being happy, and being focused on your skills, your abilities, your life purpose, and your direction. And it makes you even more seductive. You come across as powerful, seductive, focused, like boss. Like you're a boss. You're a bad bitch. And I feel like masculine energies know you are. And I feel like sometimes you have men or masculines that, they hit on you and things like that. But I think they get it real quick that that's not going to work out. Because I don't think you play around with people. You are a flirt. But when it gets real serious, you're like, oh no, I'm so not interested. Like you misunderstood me. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. I'm not reading reversals. We have the Knight of Cups. If the deck is upside down. All right. So I feel like there's a lot of masculines that are very They have a lot of romantic feelings about you. Like they want to be with you. It goes from wanting to hook up to wanting to marry you kind of thing. And I feel like a lot of masculines feel like, yeah, even though you guys may be friends, I think some of them deep down are like, you know what? A different place, a different time kind of thing. But they also tend to show off or try to show you their best attributes because they're kind of like, pick me, pick me. You know what I mean? And I feel like you bring out that kind of like, I mean, look at this card. You bring that out of them. Like, look at me. I'm this, I'm that. They want your attention, is what I'm getting at. Okay. These two. We have the Six of Swords. 2, 3. Yeah, Six of Swords. Yeah. We have the Three of Coins. Yeah, I feel like a lot of masculine energy, though, they don't feel like they're good enough for you. So they may shoot their shot, but they know that you're not their shot, but they're not going to like, land it. We have the Nine of Coins as well. That's the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like this is you. Like this is your energy. Like you're Nine of Pentacles. Like you've worked very hard to get where you are. You're continuing to do so. I feel like the Nine of Pentacles is in your energy, like success, wish fulfillment, stability, a successful business, a successful home life. I feel like you don't want anyone who's not serious. And serious to you is someone who's down, who's a ride or die, who's working on their stuff, or who's already successful, because you are a focused and determined person and you want that kind of person in your life. And I feel like masculine energies men know that you're very hardworking, okay? And a lot of them do not feel good enough for you. They feel like you're on a pedestal or something, like you're so seductive, you're so attractive, you're so hypnotic. I feel like some of you guys are really funny. You have a great personality to go with it. And it's almost like they don't trust that. Like you have this great personality, you're really hot, you're intelligent, you're focused on your future. Like there's something here that's not, how can that be in one person? So a lot of them think you're like highly manipulative. Like there's something behind it, right? Meantime, you're just working on your stuff. You're working on your stuff. And a lot of the men who seem to be attracted to you or think about you or considering you, they're in this Three of Coins energy. Like they're still working on themselves, okay? So because of that, they feel like they can't move towards you. Some of them go ahead and shoot their shot and hope for a hookup, but there's no depth there. And you know that. You know that. You don't even want to be friends with someone who you can't go deep with. What I'm sensing is if you can't talk about like deep things with someone, you don't give a shit about the weather, right? You don't want to talk about the weather with them. And that's just your nature. That's how you are. Let's get a few more cards here. I do think a lot of men think you're very attractive and they would love to date you at least, or hit it at the very least, right? But I do feel like there's an air here with you of hope. Like you give people hope because you're so powerful. And I think you've been through so much that they see that this intensity, this fire, it was nurtured. It grew from kind of an oppressive energy. I feel like you've had a lot of oppression in your life. I feel like you've had a lot of masculine energies kind of be inappropriate with you, not kinda. But for you haven't gone into feeling victimized as much as you feel more powerful. Like you feel like you're not going to let that situation get the best of you. You're going to keep moving forward. I feel like this may have happened in work with this Knight of Cups here, this Nine of Coins, and we have the Three of Coins. I feel like this may have happened at work. And I feel like for some of you, it backfired. It didn't go well. It didn't end well. Maybe you had to move on from it. It could be at school. It could have been like a professor in college. There's something about someone of some kind of upper, like a boss, supervisor, or someone who was in a different area than you, maybe over you in some way, a supervisor, and you may have a history of those kind of people being inappropriate with you, and because of that you've walked more fully into your power because you don't have time for that. Okay, let's get one more card here and see what else comes forward for you guys. We have sigil, symbols. Yeah, I feel like you're really powerful, and I feel like people get a lot of like validations from you. You may not realize this, but the way you talk to masculine energies, you validate them. And it's a healing thing you do, which is really interesting, right? Because I feel like when people first, especially masculines, when they first vibe with you, they don't get the healing energy. Like group one had a lot of like nurturing and feminine vulnerability and things like that. That's not what I feel here. I feel like dark goddess energy who heals by awarenesses, catalyst people, and it may be the way you talk to people. I feel like you are very direct, and masculine energies appreciate the directness. And with that, you're direct about the good and the bad, and they respond to that. And you validate a lot of masculines that way when you are clear and direct about it. I think you don't have problems telling people their strengths, and you don't have a problem telling them their weaknesses. And because of that, I feel like masculines who can see past the kind of seductive nature that you have, I feel like they really trust what you have to say, especially people who get to know you better and know what you've been through. They really trust you as a voice of reason, of logic, but also deeply connected. So there's a richness within this black cat that now, some people will always not people, some mostly masculines who don't vibe with this energy, they will feel threatened by you. Okay, they will feel threatened because you're powerful, you have presence, you're focused, you're independent. You don't really care what a masculine feels about you because, if they get in your way, then, you're just going to have to pull through it, like move through it, right? Because you've dealt with masculine energies that have been blocking, that don't see your real value, and they judge you on your appearance, and you just don't have time for that. I feel like you don't have patience for like F people or people who want to hook up, that kind of thing. I think you are a very deep person, and because of that, I feel like your love is very deep. When you give friendship and love, it's like all the way. You give everything. You become vulnerable in that. And because of that, you take a while when you let people in. It's almost like they have to unwrap you a little bit at a time. And you also have a tendency to keep the air of mystery or seduction around you because you don't just really spill everything on the table. It takes a while for people to kind of get to the heart of you. And even when they get to the heart of you, there's more there to unwrap. So it's almost like there's this energy of just like there's so much here to unwrap with you. It's fascinating. And I felt this a little bit for group one, but I feel it really strongly for you guys. So all right, group two, that's what I got for you. I hope this resonated. If it did or it didn't, please leave me a comment in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you guys. I hope you have a most beautiful day, and I'll see you beautiful magical creatures next time. Bye, guys. Hey, group three, all of you that selected this little elf here, Mischief. This is going to be your reading all about what do men or masculine energies really think of you. So keep in mind this is a general reading. It's a general session, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Okay, so this is what I'm getting from the elf card. You may be petite. You may be short. There's something very cute about your energy. You're adorable. You're also very playful. Okay, you may be an earth sign or air sign. So air is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, earth is Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Okay, and I'm feeling like like masculine energies always think you're up to something. You're always up to something. What are you up to? What are you brewing? That's what I'm hearing. Like, you're always up to something. Like, and you're very funny. You're very entertaining. Ferocity underneath this little exterior. And that doesn't mean that's an energy I'm feeling, not necessarily an actual size. But for some of you, you are very elf-like. Like you may be short or petite or something like that. That's not going to resonate for everybody. But there's a ferocity underneath this little elf. Like, watch out. Because this little elf, keep on calling it little elf. I don't mean that disrespectful. I mean it more as like a term of endearment because I feel like this is just such a cute, cool energy. But you're very fierce. Like, you don't take any shit from anybody, and you don't mind putting people in their place. There's a little bit of a bratty energy here, and I mean that in the very best way. We have brownie, protection. Yeah, I feel like masculine energies are very protective of you, and some of you, it's like you're smaller, so they feel very protective. Also, you're always up to something, and they never know when they may have to be called in to help you or something like that. If you have like brothers or a father in your life or what have you, their masculine energy in your life feels very protective of you. But you are up to a lot of mischief. Like you're a little troublemaker sometimes, and that's okay. The world needs little troublemakers, little mischief makers, okay? We have hair transformation. Yeah, but you know what? This little elf is extremely powerful. Like you don't fuck around, you don't take any noise, you don't mind telling people, what for. You may be drawn to like getting in verbal fights with people or arguments. You may have, thrown hands once or twice in your life. Like you don't put up with any noise. You are a spitfire for sure. A firecracker is what I'm hearing. We have midwife, birth, transformation, birth. Wow, that's really deep energy. We have hearth, happiness in our hearts and homes. I think you make people happy. I think you make masculine energies happy. They enjoy your sense of humor. They enjoy your unique wit. I think you're extremely intelligent. Some of you guys may wear glasses or something like that, and it's almost like when you wear the glasses, you look really intelligent and studious and smart, and it's like you take them off and you're just like a mischief maker, playful. I think you like to have a good time. You might like to party. You definitely like to enjoy yourself. And you feel like, enjoying yourself on a regular basis should be part of your life. I think you tell a lot of jokes. You may be one of those people who plays practical jokes, or you used to and you're not like that anymore, or you want to, but you don't, kind of thing. We have recovery. Yeah, I feel like you guys, you may have actually had some trouble in your life. Like you may have like gone to jail, or you may have like gone to rehab. Definitely, you've been through some stuff, and some of you guys are in recovery and you're very strong. Like you've given birth to a new life. You can transform things around you. It's almost like you can transform the sadness into happiness for people. And I feel like the recovery here is you help other people recover as well. Like if someone's having a bad day, you cheer them up or you give them an insight they would never have if they hadn't talked to you. Masculine energies, I feel like you're the kind of feminine energy that masculine energies like to confide in. Like they trust you. Even though, you're a little troublemaker, you're a little hellraiser, they still trust you because they know that you've been through some shit. Okay. And I feel like you're the kind of person who they want on their side because you're a ferocious, protective energy. And you'll fight for what's yours. I'm also feeling like there's something about fertility here. You're very fertile. I think you have really good ideas, but sometimes you don't act upon them. And I feel like Spirit's coming forward to tell you, you need to act upon your inspirations. Okay. You're getting them for a reason. You have good ideas. All right. Don't sell yourself short. We have purification. I also think this mischievous elf has learned through their own personal recovery that it's important to keep people in your life who are good for you. I think you've learned who's good for you, who's not. I think you're a really good judge of character. Masculine energies love that. They may often come to you and ask you like what you think of someone or something because they really want to get your insight because because this is someone who's been down in the trenches. Like you've learned a lot about people. You have street knowledge, okay, that people trust, all right? And I feel like this recovery thing is a really strong energy that you carry. Like you're a good counselor. People can depend on you. People can cry on your shoulder. And I feel like you always can tell a joke or be lighthearted and kind of lift their spirits when people are going through deep things. And we have the sewer mermaid. Your sensuality is beautiful. Yeah, and I feel like this mischievous elf is sexy, is cute, adorable, sexy. Is like, yeah, I've been through some shit. I made it my home, and now look at me. I'm rising from it. I'm transforming the tough situations in my life, the trouble I've been through, the deep pain, because I'm starting to feel a lot of pain with this elf. Like funny people often have a lot of pain. That's how they transmute it, is by making other people laugh. They transmute their own energy that way. And I feel like you are more in touch with your sensuality and your sexuality when people can get to it. But I feel like a lot of masculines think you make a great friend. Okay. And so a lot of them kind of shut themselves off from this because they know you're not available. And I feel this air about them, like they're respectful of you. Like they respect your journey, they respect your pathway. So I feel like you do get unwanted attention, but not as often as some of the other piles because there is like a, okay, I'm getting like you made your bones with masculine energy. Like they know that you've been through some things, and it makes you someone that they don't want to mess with. They also think's adorable, and there is protective energy. Like there are masculines who really want to protect you, even though you're ferocious. I feel like you have a hot temper and you get yourself in trouble. And sometimes masculine or men have to feel like they have to come in and kind of protect you from it, protect you from yourself. Okay, we have Fairy of the Divine Hand, intoxication, distorted view, overindulgence. So you like to party and have a good time. At least you have in the past, or you do now, and there's no judgment on this channel. Life is to enjoy. But I do feel like with recovery here, I feel like, you may have had a round of like addictive energy that you needed to get treatment for, or you have discovered your own addictive behavior and you've learned to recover from it, and it may be something you constantly have to keep in check. So yeah, let's get some more cards here. Let's get some tarot for group 3. Very ferocious. You know what I see? I see a little chihuahua growling. Like a little dog, just like ferocious. Those mean little dogs? That's what I'm feeling here. And it's really adorable. But you're also, your bites hurt just as bad as the big dogs, right? So yeah. But you've been through some stuff, okay? And I feel like sometimes you may have issues with like depression and things like that, and you kind of pull back from people. And sometimes you have hangovers. Sometimes, you party too much. But it's like they trust you because they can have a good time with you. It's like you're one of the gang. Like you can, with masculine energy, like I feel like once they get past, for some of them, once they get past the sensuality, they find this really playful, mischievous energy that they really enjoy as a friend. And for others, they're attracted to the sensuality, and, sometimes that goes somewhere, sometimes it doesn't. But I feel like you're more guarded with who you share, yourself with, your personality, your life with, your body, even your party time with, because you've been in some shit and you've been used by people. For some of you guys, you've had issues with your home life growing up, like it wasn't pleasant. Some of you guys had like some domestic issues. You've been through it, and you've been through it with masculine energies. But what's beautiful about this energy is that even though you may still be a little guarded, you're not as guarded as some of the other 2 groups. Like if someone wants to get to know you, they invite you over, you have a few drinks, or they have food for you, or you invite people to your house and have food or whatever. Like you work to help people get comfortable with you when you want to go there, okay? But you're always in the back of your head, you always have this thing about intoxication, depression, things like that. So you keep things in check. You're very protective of your own energy. You've learned to be, and you cut people off. You don't allow people in your life that encourage the overindulgence too much, the intoxication too much, because you don't want to edge off into, a bad situation. For some of you guys, this isn't like alcoholism or anything like that. It could be sex addiction. It could be shopping. It could be a lot of different things. So just take what resonates here. Okay, we have the 3 of Coins. We have the Page of Cups. I feel like you're very friendly. I think like when people meet you at a bar or hanging out with friends or out and about or whatever, I think you're very approachable. Group 2 is a little bit, Group 2 and Group 1 may not be as approachable as you are. You're very approachable. You're very friendly. You're good with people. I think you're charming. You may have Libra energy. We have the Emperor here. I think people feel your stability, but they also know that you have a hot temper. You're hot-blooded, okay? And you're just always going to be that way. And I feel like you have calmed it down just a little bit, or a lot bit, but underneath it all, you could pop off. This tiger here could pop off at any moment. Then And for some reason, I'm feeling like masculine energies really like that. They like that you're a firecracker. They like that you have a little bit of a hot temper. Some of you guys have a lot of a hot temper and you're working on it. That's part of your recovery. But I feel like for the most part, you're very friendly. I think you're very helpful. I think people, masculine energies protect with you on a very fun level. And because of that, they can go deeper with you and form true friendships with you. We have the Six of Coins here. The Six of Coins. I feel like there is a lot of healing for you when you help other people. I think you love to help other people. I think you've learned to be helpful and healing to other people. And I think you're the kind of friend that cheers people up. You know, when they're down, I think people can count on you. Men can count on you. But they also know that you don't tease the tiger too much because that tiger will bite your balls off. I'm sorry. That's just what I got. Okay. Just take what resonates. It just comes out sometimes. Okay. We have the 4 coins here. Okay. And some of you guys, there's a lot of pentacles here. And I feel like a lot of you guys are either really good with money or you're still learning about how to be good with money. Okay. But I do feel like you're more grounded than what you appear to be. And sometimes when masculine energies see this fun, happy go lucky person, they sometimes think maybe you're shallow, you like to party, maybe you don't have a lot of depth, maybe you're not working on things. You know, it's almost like they're reading your past energy. And I feel like you're actually very focused and you're working on it. You're working on your stuff. I feel like, you know, there may be an issue like with money here, but it's almost like you make up for whatever issues with money with your personality. And I feel like your guides want you to use your personality to help you get ahead in your career and your money. If you've had a kind of like detour in your life with this recovery and intoxication card, whatever that was, I feel like your guides are getting you back on track. And it's almost like through whatever hardship this is, you've learned about the best parts of your personality, and your guides, the work you're doing, if you're in therapy, it's all about really going into the positive parts of your personality, and people enjoy them. And I feel like quite a few of you guys don't realize how much masculine energy enjoys being around you. And I've gotten that overall all day with these 3 different groups. Like this energy here that I'm feeling is the positive energy that masculines are drawn to. I do feel like for some of you, there are masculines, there'll always be a percentage of masculines that don't get you. Like they don't get you. They make judgments about you. Because of the way you behave, they might think you're promiscuous or easy or something like that. Like a lot of judgy energy with the Emperor here. And I feel like it's because these masculines don't have the patience it takes to kind of get to know you. They're probably not very happy-go-lucky. They probably don't enjoy their life very much. And it's almost like they look at you at the possibility of how they could be, and they can't allow themselves that freedom for whatever reason. And so they just can't vibe with you. You may have had issues with like a father figure or masculine or men who are older than you, or just in general with men. I feel like you guys have had some really bad experiences with men or masculine energies, but you haven't let it keep you down. Like you have sought help for it, or you seek help for it, or you seek recovery for it. And I feel like you don't necessarily judge all masculine energies by what, you know, you've been through. Okay, by the experiences that you've had. You realize that each person makes their own choices, regardless of gender or whatever energy they have. They make those decisions. And I feel like you've learned to judge people upon how they treat you, not necessarily gossip, not necessarily, you know, how they've treated other people. You allow people to kind of tell you who they are and show you who they are because you've been so harshly judged. I feel like you try not to judge the masculine energies that are in your life by the relationships you've had. Now, you may sometimes do that still. You fall into that pattern, but that's that's kind of normal for someone like you who has been through so much. I feel like for everything you've been through with masculine energies, you're actually very positive and very hopeful and very open. And I feel like men masculine energies really pick up on that, and there's a sense of comfort with the ones that vibe with you. They feel comfortable with you. They feel like they can be themselves with you, which is really beautiful and healing in those relationships. All right, group 3, that's what I got for you. I hope this resonated. If it did or it didn't, please leave me a comment in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you guys. I hope you have a most beautiful day, and I'll see you beautiful magical creatures next time. Bye, guys.